Recording. Go.
What's up, folks? Hey. I wasn't ready.
I'm sorry. We're live on Facebook.
I know. Yeah, I'm not set.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay.
We're still live on Facebook.
Well, can you stop it? Good morning. It's 8:47 Tuesday morning. We have Dr. Aaron Chapa in studio where we're going to be talking about natural living. We're going to be talking about living healthy, getting rid of the medication. We're going to be talking about maybe not needing the surgery. Is there a better way? We're going to find out this morning. What's up, Dr. Chapa? How you doing?
Oh, good morning, Gardy. How are you guys? Rocking and rolling this morning, I hope?
We're doing great. We're doing fantastic.
It's a little wet outside.
That weather just kind of like make you want to stay in bed. I was thinking on the way into, coming to the show this morning that how many people are going to be really tuned in and excited about Facebook, because this is those mornings where you just like, oh, man, the rain outside, the thunder.
It's back-to-back days with rain and thunder.
In the morning.
It's crazy.
But at the same time, it is nice to have a little bit of a cool down because it was getting hot, 94 degrees with a 112 index.
I saw the best post yesterday. They said, hey, because of the heat advisory, we're not going to be doing this hot taco. It was Little Sal's Taco in KHEA. They're like, we're not doing this hot taco until 4 o'clock because it's been so hot lately. And this will add to the heat index.
Yeah, I like the rain. The only thing that was an issue for me this morning was making sure I could see on the roads.
Oh, yeah, it was jamming on the roads,
It
man.
was
That was
tough.
It
was tough to
intense.
see. Yeah, because all of the cars, if you drive on the streets, and I've been taking Highway 3 to get here because that's pretty much the only way to get here due to the construction, which is about to be resolved, which will be exciting. Those roads, the way that they let the water drain off, so if you're driving close to it, it kicks up. So make sure that you're careful if you're out driving, if you have anywhere to go, if you are trying to get from point A to B, get to work, whatever you're trying to do, make sure that you are being careful because it's wet out there and we don't want anybody to get into any accidents. But I'm glad that everybody made it here safely. We're gonna have a good show. Dr. Chapa, I know that you've been all over the place and maybe even had some incidents walking into the building this morning.
I did. I almost slipped and fell and hurt myself. I was Curt was worried it was going to be the end of it, but at the end of the day, God prevailed. He protected me, and my ankles didn't give way, and my cat-like reflexes kicked in, and I was thinking to myself, man, I'm definitely glad I did my eye exercises this morning. I'm glad I took my supplements. I'm glad I slept. I got a good night of sleep, and because who knows, that slippery when wet sign wasn't up, and I just almost took a spill.
Gardy, I was thinking that could have been the end for Dr. Chapa. All of those salads, everything, and it could have just been all for nothing.
Wow.
Well, thankfully, it was okay. I had my beet drink. It did not hit the ground. Water was in place, and here we are, man. So, we got a lot of great things happening. It's been an awesome summer so far. I hope everybody's having a good time. And, I know that, people are always curious to know, what I eat for breakfast and stuff like that. And today, because of the rain, I slept in a little bit, so this is my breakfast. It's just a Love Yourself immunity drink from Main Squeeze there in Webster. Apple, beet, and zucchini. It's pretty good. That and some water.
I like the color.
Oh yeah, it's mostly beet, and so beets are really fantastic for opening up the liver and getting the liver to prime. It's almost like priming the pump. The liver's involved in over 600 different pathways in the body, and because it's involved in so many different pathways, I think it's involved in every pathway of the body. By getting it up and running, you'll find that your morning also will get started. So we talk about what can we do to get our day started right? Water intake, getting 6 to 8 to 12 ounces of water first thing in the morning before you're, get really going. I mean, before I even, brush my teeth or anything like that, I try to, first thing I'm doing is drinking water to open up the digestive system, open up get the system in motion, that the day has begun and the fast is over. That's why they call it break fast, break the fast. And so I enjoy this idea of like those little things, those mechanics that the body needs that we just have forgotten. And it is one of those, I think, lost arts that people aren't doing enough. And so I want to, encourage people, if you're not waking up in the day with a routine, there's a part of your health game today that we want to encourage you to take is to make sure that you drink plenty of water when you first wake up in the morning. Make sure that you are working on, a good breakfast, and then, rock the house going forward from there.
All right, here we go. Good morning. This is KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. This is Kickstart. I'm Gardy.
And I'm Curt.
It's 8:52 a.m. on a Tuesday morning. It's a wet Tuesday morning, so if you're going to be out, if you're driving right now, make sure that you are being careful, staying aware of your surroundings, maybe leaving a little bit earlier than you have to if you're trying to get to work or maybe VBS like we're having here at Abundant Life today.
Yeah, this is the first day of Vacation Bible School at Abundant Life Christian Center. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff this week with Vacation Bible School. We're going to be talking about it. If you have kids, if you have young kids and you want to bring them down to Abundant Life this week, the theme, I believe, is like the safari, and being in the jungle with lions and tigers. It kind of brings back like PTSD a little bit because it reminds me of that test that I took with Jamie, and it was asking me how many monkeys were in the tree, and I ended up having an 83 IQ because of how many monkeys were in the stinking tree. So it brings back a little PTSD, but I'll be okay. I'll make it through.
Dr. Chaba, you're here today, and we're excited. We're going to be talking about living well, clinical nutrition. Going to be talking about everything that you do at the office, what's offered, how somebody can make a decision starting today that can influence the rest of their life. What can they do?
It's 1 degree of change, right? I mean, no matter what you're dealing with, whether you're suffering with headaches, if you're dealing with energy crises, you can't get through your day without reaching for the rocket fuel, without reaching for some sort of stimulant to get out, get through the afternoon. If you have skin problems or digestive problems, or if your hormones are wrecked, these are symptom patterns that you were not genetically born with. And many people find that those cases of the suddenlies, when things pop up in your life that you just assume because, good marketing has taught us, oh, sorry, you're just getting older. Who likes that? If that's what getting old is about, then who wants to sign up for it? Nobody. But yet it's going to come and nobody gets out of the great circle alive. We know that. But what if we could control the aging process? What if we could age gracefully? What if we could, instead of going down the path of disease and destruction and early, miserable, not quality of life, what if we could turn 1 degree off that path and go a different direction? That's what we do at Living Well, is we find, where to start with food, where to start with nutrient deficiencies, where we can intervene in removing barriers to healing that everybody that's hearing my words has, whether you have a lot of symptoms or a little symptoms, but your body is calling out through check engine lights, and we want to help you interpret what those mean and find out a good strategy on moving forward.
Okay, so 1 degree of change. Can you give an example? Like what's something somebody can start to do today?
Yeah, so one little thing. It could be, I hate to say, make it easy, right? But the simpler the technique, the simpler the compliance. And if we show somebody Mount Everest and say, you got to do these 17 things every day to be healthy, some people will do it, but 1 degree would be get 32 ounces of water per 50 pounds of body weight every day. Mm-hmm. Or if we got to lower the gradient more, drink 8 to 12 ounces of water first thing in the morning.
One of the things that I see here that Kim started, she said that she started Power Fit Meals this week. That's a little bit of a change. So Power Fit Meals we had in last week, they do meal prepping, and it just starts with something different that you're doing. Is that correct, Dr. Chapa?
Meal prepping is an amazing way to start moving your health in a different direction. Because if you think about meal prepping, it's almost like you have a plan. And people don't plan to fail, they just fail to plan. If we can get people to plan more often, one of the things that they will see is they have a strategy on getting what they're going to eat that day, how much they're going to eat that day. It's already kind of laid out. And the brain, although is amazing and wants to be amazing and everything, it's very also patterned. It wants to leverage as much ease as possible into its thinking patterns. And so the brain really likes basic mechanics. It likes the idea of just doing the simple things over and over again. We're very what's the
mechanical?
Yeah, mechanicanistic or something. I don't know. I just can't get the word out.
Dr. Chapa, I feel like the rain's gotten to you. Maybe
I'm soaked. I'm cold.
Is that what it is?
Like I'm sitting in this little posture trying to get warm, holding my body heat.
Do we need to bring a blanket in? Maybe a heater?
That'd be
I am
great.
kind of jealous. He does have his shoes off a little.
Well, my socks are, they're wet.
From when you slipped and fell?
Yeah, I know. I slipped and I did not fall. Cat-like
You caught
reflexes.
yourself.
I didn't realize that you were going to try to slip one on me. So, yeah, you like that.
I did.
So we just finished our detox, right? So our 21-day detox.
Wait, it's done?
Yeah, it was finished. I think yesterday or
like
the
2
day
days
before.
ago, I think.
And so that is a degree of change, incorporating detoxification into your year and doing it twice a year, and recognizing that just same way that we change the oil on our car, or we get our tires rotated, or we do general maintenance. We have to do general maintenance on our bodies. And the detox program was a hit. It was all online. It was real excited, and people enjoyed it. And so this is from one of the people that went through it, Barb. And I wanted to share with everyone how much I appreciate all of the support and comments from our online Facebook group. I have enjoyed this detox, and I'm down 6 inches, 13 pounds as of today. Non-scaled victories. I have learned more about my body, have completely gotten off all coffee, no plans to go back, and I have the drive to continue this healthy journey because I see the success and look forward to the next one.
You're talking about 1 degree of change. I feel like a detox is like at least 8 to 10%.
Remember,
degree.
But just the concept, right? So sometimes it's downloading an idea. Oh, maybe I need to look into that thing called detox. So that 1 degree of change in our thought process could lead us also down a chain of events that leads us to getting into a boat that can get us from point A to point B fast, safe, and with a lot of community or involvement to help you get through the process and work through the weeds of it. And so, okay, Living Well Clinical Nutrition Center is 1 degree of change. This is the idea. Like, okay, we want to help you understand that we're going to meet your need right where you're at. If a detox is too much for your skill level, so to speak, we're going to lower it down. Maybe what if we just did, work on snacks and breakfast? A lot of people don't realize that people are living on an ups and downs blood sugar diet. They're constantly needing, fuel to get through their day, their morning, and they're, trying to figure out what to eat. Well, if I taught them just protein for breakfast, proteins and good fats for breakfast, and that could come through avocado in a salad. That could be through chicken and pico and and good healthy fat. You could put on olive oil or
avocado, right?
Avocado again. You could play that that game and you play. I remember in chiropractic college whenever I was taking I think it was my first national board. We had this guy from California come down, and he was sharing like how he wanted us to eat. Like the first thing he said, he's like, "This is going to be 8 hours every day. We're going to be sitting in this room, board reviewing, like going through stuff." And he said, "You're going to learn a lot. You're going to have a lot of fun, but you'll have a lot more fun if you eat this way." And he laid out this menu plan, and I was blown away that I had tons of energy and tons of focus and brain power to get through the day. And it was literally starting the day with proteins for breakfast or good healthy fats for breakfast.
I got something to say, and one is really cool because this is a shout out to Robin and Axe Masters. There's a top fan badge which we have not had, and it looks like Robin, you've been awarded a top fan badge at KHEA, which is really
Did we get
neat.
top fan badges this morning?
It looks I've never seen it before.
Jose has one as well.
Dope. And then the other thing is she said eggs with ground lean turkey, veggies, and avocado is breakfast. That sounds delicious to me too. Is that a good breakfast? Eggs, ground lean turkey, vegetables, and avocado.
So if you break it down, I mean, it falls into the category of proteins and fats. So I'm going to say, go, Robin. That's pretty amazing. And that's what we want to be doing is getting into that idea of every day starting your day right. And so for the people out there that are doing intermittent fasting and not eating breakfast, I think that you could still get away with it, but just recognize you still need a good healthy fat in there, and that's where that MCT oil, and that's where the coconut oil, and that's where the the butter and stuff in your coffee kind of comes from. And but I mean, at some level, remember, intermittent fasting is intermittent, so it shouldn't be something we're needing to do every day. We might have it for a season like that, but one of the things that you could maybe start doing is take throughout the week days where you're doing fasting mornings with those bulletproof type coffee ideas. And then you have mornings where you're rocking and rolling with a good healthy breakfast like eggs and turkey and avocado. I mean,
we've talked a bit about intermittent fasting. Can we talk a little bit more about it? What is the science or the idea of why it works? And if someone's trying to lose weight, is that a good goal? If they're trying to get healthy, is that a good goal to try?
It's all about blood sugar, right? So like, when you start getting into the nitty-gritty of what we're trying to help people recognize in getting their health right, is balancing that blood sugar. If you can get the gut healthy, if you can get the liver healthy and the blood sugar balanced, a lot of things just fix on their own. I mean, the body wants to fix itself, right? It was designed to heal. I mean, you cut your hand today, you burn your hand today, it's going to heal. And it just takes time. Well, when you have the right nutrition, it heals faster. So the whole idea around intermittent fasting is to give your body time, bowel transit time, where you're moving things through the bowel in a 16-hour, fasting state. So, if you don't eat anything for 16 hours or 12 hours, there's a lot of
die.
There's a lot of no. You'd be surprised. The first couple of days, you might feel like you're going to die until your blood sugar hormones leverage out and say, "Oh, wait, there's not food coming, as often." So the body's got 5 hormones that raise blood sugar. It's got 1, insulin, that causes it to go down. But yet we live in a country where our blood sugar is running through the roof. And that's called diabetes or hypoglycemia, or if you get angry, irritable, or hangry when you miss a meal. That's Curt. And that's where you feel like, oh my gosh, I'm like biting at the bit here. I got to eat something. I'm going to die. You get a headache. You get the shakes. You get agitated. Those are all those indicators that your body's not balanced. And so what intermittent fasting trains the body to do is to leverage those 5 hormones. It also leverages the bowel transit time, allowing time with you and water, or you and a liquid healthy beverage like these fresh squeezed juices. You could do celery juice or whatever, and you can push and erode any excess waste and trash that's built up, what I call dirty bowel syndrome. So you could be having
DBS.
Yeah, DBS. Isn't that cool? It's not VBS. It's
ODB.
Yeah. And when you have dirty bowel syndrome, your body is got a problem with accumulating waste. And when you accumulate waste, that bioaccumulation gets stored in the brain. It gets stored in the joints and muscles and soft tissue. It gets stored in the fat cells. And what happens is you start forgetting why you walk into a room, or you're walking around wondering why you can't lose weight because all your friends are, or you say to yourself, man, my joints are hurting. I'm just getting old. And not realizing that it's something that you can control. And so what intermittent fasting does is it gives you this little window of time where you eat. So it's between 8 and 8. A lot of people like the 8-16 is kind of like the original way it was taught.
Mm-hmm.
And so you go, but and I would say there's a magic. What I see, an average like between 12 and 13 hours is a really good place to be sitting if you're going to do it. And then when you go do things like cardio or your exercise regimens, your body will burn more body fat. And it's one of the ways that we can leverage brown fat production. Brown fat production is the metabolic engine boosters that burn the white fat, the fat that nobody likes.
Okay, so here's some comments that I'm seeing coming in. Kelly Williams, which her and Angie launched a new afternoon show yesterday. It was awesome, and we we were very pleased with how everything went. But she has a comment. You have any comment?
I was just gonna say it's called Ride the Wave.
Riding the wave.
Riding the wave.
You haven't gotten that right one time.
Oh man, I like Ride the Wave.
It's okay. He's got an 87 IQ. It's not his fault.
It's 83. It's Mr. 83. Let's get it right.
Okay. I was
So
just
Kelly-
trying to give you a 5-point boost to reach for.
Kelly Williams said, "Happy DBS week," and then we have Lene.
Hey, I like that.
Said DBS Queen, and she pointed over at her picture.
Oh.
Hey, here's something else, Dr. Shapa. Bay Area Raceway said good morning. So good morning to Bay Area Raceway. But we're going to be
morning, Bay
there
Area.
in a couple weekends. What are you doing on a Saturday? And are you good at go-kart racing? Are you good at laser tag? Are you good at playing video games arcade style? Because we have a matchup where it's the KHEA radio, whoever we pick on our team, versus the Bay Area Raceway crew.
I mean, I'm pretty competitive.
That's true. I feel like you'd be great.
I feel like I would do good things. But sometimes the thing with those go-karts is you get one that's bum go-kart, and it has nothing to do with your driving style. It's just got a bum go-kart.
But all of them there are awesome, and they have really, really.
All right.
They're very well taken care of.
I'm down. That sounds
So
like
we can
something.
put you down for the July 27th.
I say play is a good thing. I mean, don't put me down yet because I got to just double check the
Just
calendar.
cancel all plans
Yes,
that
go
are
ahead.
on your calendar.
Here's what's gonna happen.
You know,
and we got to go. Yeah, so it's gonna be all 5 members of our team versus all 5 members of their team in the go-kart track, right? So best team wins. Then we're gonna go and play laser tag. Okay. We won't know the score of the laser tag, and then we're gonna play arcade games. And there's 5 arcade games that we have, and you have to play an arcade game. So it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Well, so I love all those things. I mean, I think that there's a book out there called Play, and Play is about doing activities that some people, if you took a whole room of adults and said, all right guys, I want y'all to start playing, they'll kind of look around at each other and start twiddling their thumbs and be like, we don't really know how. So somebody's going to probably break the ice and get down and do some push-ups. Yeah, this is fun. Somebody's going to find a pull-up bar and do some pull-ups. Oh, this is fun. And it's amazing how we've trained ourselves to be athletic, and the only real athletics that anybody thinks they can do is running, biking, and swimming, and weightlifting, and that's not true. I mean, we have abilities, to throw balls and to play pickleball or to play racquetball or to play tennis. But what the reason people feel like the older they get, it can only restrict down to those isolated activities is because you can hyper-focus and get those done safely. And it's because you lack the brain stimulation, the brain power, or the brain fuel to maximize your true athletics, where you can run and chase a ball.
Laser tag,
and
even?
I think that's what I'm thinking here is those types of activities, you got to have good, peripheral vision. Those activities make us have good, eye tracking.
Mm-hmm.
We have, all kinds of needs that go on whenever you're doing those type of skill sets.
Even as a kid, I remember playing laser tag at a place called Laser Quest up in Webster. It was awesome. And I don't think I've ever sweated as much, even up until this point in my life, as, whenever I was a kid playing laser tag, because it was life.
There's so many things. That's right. There's it's like life or death, man. You're going to win the game. And so you're worried about somebody shooting you, so you're checking your periphery. I mean, you're maximizing a lot of systems in the body while you're under a control level threat zone. But you're playing, and so when I think what too often is we underestimate the power of our bodies to be able to remain in the playful state where we have the energy, we have the versatility to get down on our knees and play with our kids, or be a VBS volunteer and get down there and let those kids' playful energy revive you. I mean, so many people have pain, and then you get them doing something they really enjoy, and it's almost like it's the antidote they needed. They always, and they're throwing a football again, and they haven't thrown a football in years, but yet their shoulder pain's gone because they got into it.
One of the things that I saw the other day, and I see this, it's the same couple every day. It's in my Instagram stories. I think I know them from college or something, but I don't really know them. But they're always in my Instagram story, and they're constantly working. I think on their basement, like they redesigned their entire basement. They're my age, right? Like they're 30 something, And I'm just like, holy, how do you have the energy, to work all day and then go home at night and put together an entire shower? Like they did all of their own tile, all their own tiling. They did everything themselves, and I'm just like,
and so take that.
I don't think I could.
And again, I think true health is being able to do anything that you want to do at the call. And now, granted, I mean, there's probably things that we shouldn't do, like maybe. But I don't know. Like I'm gonna say this, and I feel like I'm gonna contradict myself because maybe it's my own limited belief too. Is I still can do backflips on trampolines, but maybe it's not like smart to do it. You know what I mean? There's like you gotta have to kind of recognize.
Yeah. Well, you talked about we underestimate what our bodies are capable of, but I've been with people, and I have one person in mind. I'm not gonna say it. They're older, than me, and they overestimate, I think,
their abilities
still, because when they were young, they were a daredevil and they would go out and do it, and then every time we do something, they always get hurt, whether that's, let's just say, darts, bowling, softball, anything.
So, Pavel Tsatsouline, the master, the godfather of kettlebells, says, he says that a workout should not break you. An activity should not break you.
That's how you know it's working, though. The workout, right?
Well, no.
I'm broken.
If you're broken, then you're out for 8 weeks.
Rebuild
what value was it?
Oh, actually, I worked out yesterday, right? And there was the trainer. Her name was Lauren, and she said that her boyfriend, he did this exercise. He slipped like 4 or 5 discs, and I was like, oh, well, he's not even trying. I'm getting injured today. I'm gonna make sure it's working. I'm slipping 6, So I started doing as much as I could. I didn't get hurt, so I don't know if I wasn't doing it right, or maybe hard enough, or maybe I was doing it
or maybe
right.
His body wasn't healthy enough. See, there's a difference between being fit and healthy. Fitness, you can be fit enough to run a marathon. You can be fit enough to do exercises in the gym, but not healthy enough. You could be healthy enough to do it, but not fit enough to do it. That's why a lot of guys, they find themselves in the little white tent, medical tent, post, marathons or triathlons, because they were maybe healthy enough but not fit enough, or they weren't fit enough. You know what I mean? So in fitness and in health, we have to have versatility. And what does that look like? What do you want your life to look like after you've done built it? I have seen, people that are older do amazing physical feats, but at the end of the day, the body is degenerating. But I think that we just cop out. What I'm trying to get at my point is people cop out that aging is something that happens way too early. Centenarians, they've done studies on people that have lived to be over 100 years old, and the 3 things they had in common was they had something to live for. They did not pursue medical advice on every topic of every matter. Frankly, they never went to doctors, and they weren't on any medications. And so when they had these 3 things as a common base, then they started researching further, and they found that their most productive years, so people that live to be over 100, their most productive years was between 65 and 95. So, I mean, all of us that are under 65, we have something to look forward to. I mean, because we have this idea that aging is a painstaking process, that we're all in the decline. And learning to have an attitude of gratitude, learning to the basics of what your body needs, that every 10 years your system is changing, and that what you eat today, you might not be able to eat 10 years from now. Like you might have to change. And people don't like change, and I think that if we don't start adopting this idea that change is coming, we're going to find ourselves miserable, because change, you either fall in love with change or change will change you. Change is always changing us.
Here's something I have to say about this before we ask this question from Kelly. You're going to have to start a financial planning, or how to plan for the 65 to 95 years old, because if you keep doing this natural living and people get off medication, they start living a better way, they're going to run out of money, because people, we're used to working, and then it's like, oh, I got to get on Medicaid or whatever. But what are you going to do if you're 90 years old and you're fully there in your mind and your body, everything?
Hey, I don't know if he's even listening or paying attention, but I have Third Coast financial planning, wealth management, a friend of mine that would probably love to come on the show, and he does financial planning, and he teaches people the basics of how to. Because would you agree? There's financial health, There's health, like physical fitness health, and there's spiritual health. And these are all very important lifestyle processes and principles that we have to be very well-rounded. I mean, you can be the most athletic, most, awesome person in one area, but your relationship status is in shambles, because you haven't figured out how to blend them. I mean, so what? You're a professional, but your life is in shambles. So that's called being out of balance. And as valuable, as cool as it is, I guess, that you're a pro, but what if you could be a pro in one area and be very well versed in other areas of your life where you become a true inspiration to people and say, that's the role model I want to follow.
Yeah.
And so I'm not saying that, things don't happen and circumstances don't happen that, to explain some of these things that happen to people that are successful. But I think that, again, people don't plan to fail. They fail to plan. And so if you don't have an idea, like even the Bible says, write it down plain on tablets, because people without vision perish. We have to have a vision of what our life is going to look like after we've done built it, spiritually, financially, health, wealth, all that. I mean, all these areas of our life. And I always want to encourage people, like this little piece that I'm teaching in the health realm, it makes up a large part of your day-to-day productivity level. Because if you have headaches all the time, if you got allergies, if you're constantly calling in sick, or you're constantly dealing with belly pain, like how effective are you going to be at serving the masses, or being a witness for Christ, or loving people,
your family,
your family? I mean,
yeah.
And so I always try to help people understand. I'm just trying to get you to wrap your head around this piece, because it does play a part. Because when people feel bad, they act bad. They just don't. Or I mean, and bad doesn't necessarily mean like jailboard bad, but like just functionally, they're not productive members of society, serving the people that love and trust them, or they love and trust.
It's 9:18. This is KHEA.radio.com, 99.5 FM. We have Dr. Aaron Chapa in studio. We have VBS going on this week at Abundant Life. So our building is
rocking.
It is. It feels good. There's a good energy in here. There's music bleeding in.
At first, there was a rumble in my chair. And remember, my feet aren't touching the ground right at the moment, so I'm like, whoa.
Is there a lion?
What's going on here? And I was like, oh, yeah, never mind.
Dr. Chapa, have you been in our sanctuary to see, like, with everything turned on and going?
Well, not at the capacity of here, but definitely I've been in there when you guys were up there on the stage, kicking it. But no, I need to go in there, but after this is done.
We'll have to do that. But there's a lot going on. It's going to be fun. So if you have any kids that are between the ages of, I think it's like 5 to
I think they 12. Have 4-year-olds now. Like they have a preschool program as well. So if you have any young kids, you can bring them down here to Abundant Life Christian Center. It starts at 9, so you're a little late today, but tomorrow, Thursday and Friday, you don't have to go every single day. If you want to come for one day, or if you want to come for multiple days, you can. It's going to be happening all week. I think it's called Roar.
It is.
So come on down to VBS and join the safari.
Yeah, there is a snack station outside of our window, so I'm excited for that. I'm not sure when it is. I think it's at 11 or 10. I don't know, but hopefully we're going to have a bunch of people running by, just eating snacks, throwing them at our window. We'll see. We have the business window of the month currently, so we'll see if we can keep that for next month. But Dr. Chapa, here's a question from Kelly. She wants to know what your thoughts are on inflammation. What's inflammation? What's the best way to treat it or get rid of it? Is it even possible to do that?
Well, so I would like to take a moment to say, man, y'all should smash this like button and share this video out with your friends, family, loved ones, because you never know who might be needing to hear a message of encouragement. And if you find this message encouraging or enlightening or valuable in any way, shape, and form, we just encourage you guys to share it with your friends, family, loved ones, because we want people to know that KHEA Radio has amazing, uplifting messages to give to the listeners, and that's you guys. And you guys have helped support us and build this radio station, and we just want you guys to know that we appreciate it very much. And so yeah, my thoughts on inflammation are this. If you have any type of symptom pattern in your body that you're not comfortable with, it's an inflammatory process. If you can't remember why you walk into a room, your brain is inflamed.
Wait, where am I?
Yeah, exactly. And
sorry.
If your skin is inflamed, you have itchy skin. If you have eczema on your skin, if you have psoriasis on your skin, you have inflammation in the skin or epithelial tissues. That's your digestive tract. so many people are walking around with layers and levels of inflammation. And so my thought on inflammation is the inflammatory process is normal, but it should be just like any other process. It should have a time limit. And when the inflammation sits in the body for too long, what winds up happening is symptoms check in, then disease starts getting diagnosed, and inflammation in its initial state can be very therapeutic and healing. But if you leave it inflamed for too long, it's like running from the metaphoric grizzly bear. You're going to wear out, and the tissue's going to wear out, and you're going to start having other things occur that aren't as therapeutic. So that inflammatory process is always trying to be a sign that your body is fixing things. But what if we could get the inflammation down, and we do that through a multitude of processes. Sometimes it's food allergy, sometimes it's infection or infestation removal, sometimes it's metal and chemical detox, sometimes it's cleansing the lymphatic system, sometimes it's just addressing lifestyle modifications, like how a person stresses, like if
sleep cycle,
you've got sleep has to be a part of it, because your brain needs rest to regenerate itself. Your brain is not resting at all whenever you're asleep. It is absolutely heavily active in doing a multitude of things for regeneration and keeping inflammation from overtaking you. It cleanses the brain. The lymphatic system is most active, or is only active when you're sleeping. It's your brain's lymph tissue, and with that lymphatic system not working like it's supposed to, then the brain just bioaccumulates waste and toxins. Because it's 60% fat, it's going to store toxins in the fat. And so we have shakes that downregulate inflammation. We have herbs that downregulate inflammation. We have enzymes that downregulate inflammation. We have programs that downregulate inflammation. Inflammation can, in our culture, and I think the way she was wording it, is the inflammation that is driving people to be in pain or to have symptom patterns that they were not genetically born with, like heart disease or cholesterol or anything of the nature. So, but I mean, great question. So I don't know if there's anything specific to that she wanted to know.
Curt, you sent me a text message just now, and it said my eyelashes. Are you checking out your eyelash? Did you notice, Dr. Chaba, did you notice Kurt's body modification over there? He got his eyelashes done.
It's kind of freaking me out today. I didn't notice it yesterday, but
you mean
today,
they teased your eyelashes?
Today,
no,
I can definitely. Maybe because I can look over and now see like a little bit of delay on the Facebook Live over here on the iPad.
Yeah.
But it's kind of concerning me a little bit.
No, we went to 365 Lash Spa over in Nassau Bay. They individually attached lashes to each one of his current eyelashes to make them longer, to make them fuller, to make them darker. Dr. Chapa's smile slowly starting to come in with a laugh.
The things that y'all get Curt to do. That is the funniest thing.
He volunteered. He wanted this.
I mean,
they called in and was like, "Hey, we'll give you free lashes." And I'm like, "Free? Man, I'm down."
I mean, that's gonna get you a wedding ring right there. That you and your girlfriend can go.
The worst part was when I said my eyelashes are better than yours, Naola. It didn't go over too well.
Oh my gosh, that cracks me up.
But I just know I had to text you because I was like, I literally, maybe it's because of the camera angle today. We had two people in here yesterday, Angie and Kelly, were starting their new show, Riding the Wave.
Riding the Wave.
That's going to be airing Monday afternoon starting at 3 o'clock on KHEA radio. And I think they moved the camera a little bit because it's at a different angle than usual. But it's definitely like my eyelashes.
You look like a giant. I mean, you have the thing over there. You see, you look like a giant.
So, I think that one of the, whether it's eyelash, but okay, I'm just gonna let that be a segue into another topic, right?
Okay.
Is we always are doing things to our external body to help us. Why do we do stuff to our eyes, our eyelashes? Do you know that if you're losing the lateral third of your eyebrows, or if your eyelashes are falling out, typically it's a circulation problem and a metabolic problem with the thyroid, the glandular system. When your glandular system is malfunctioning, that's your hypothalamus, pituitary, thyroid, your adrenals, and your testes or ovaries, depending on gender, that system has to be robust and abundant for you to age gracefully. And if your body is losing the lateral third of the eyebrows, or your eyelashes are falling out, what do you think is happening? Other systems in the body are falling apart as well.
Oh, no.
And because the hair, does your body really need the hair? Or do we just really like it because, it makes us feel like we're
Hair
pretty?
where, like your head, your eyebrows, your lashes?
I mean, your hair is basically a glorified trash can. You're pushing toxins and chemicals and stuff. I mean, that's why they do forensics hair analyses, looking for drugs and or potential substances that aren't allowed through hair analysis, because it can hold in there for a long periods of time. And so your hair is a glorified trash can, and so when
your hair is a glorified trash can.
So I know you are, but what am I? But when you start losing hair in some of these particular places around the eyes, eyebrows, it's a metabolic glitch. Your minerals are low. Your circulatory system is not as active and robust as it needs to be. Your glandular system is behind on its ability to keep up with its day-to-day metabolic workload. And so we want to build those things up. So in our office, we'll come in, and that's one of the first systems that we turn on, is getting your minerals stable and getting your glandular axis back in line. Because, I just read something yesterday that, vitamins basically allow the mineral system to electrify or allow you to plug into a healthy power source. Without healthy minerals, you can't have healthy any system. Like, minerals allow the glandular system to be plugged in, to have healthy, balanced hormones day in and day out. And then this whole idea of aging gracefully. So, like, if you find that you're always needing, cosmetic stuff
a little
that
bit
you want.
Hey, but here's my thoughts on this, and I've said this before. If it doesn't hurt your body, if it doesn't hurt anyone else, why not explore the options to get something done, like his eyelashes?
Yeah, no, and look, but that's fine. I mean, he's cute, I guess.
Paint our fingernails.
I'm glad his girlfriend thinks he's cute or whatever.
Yeah,
I have
cute too. I'm glad.
Eyelashes
I
over there.
have learned
Kurt.
a couple of things from having a girlfriend. Is apparently I get a bunch of blackheads.
You're grossing me out now.
But I didn't know what
Does she
blackhead
like
was.
squeeze them out for you?
Yeah, she does.
Oh, that's awesome. Have you seen that?
Just wash your face.
But no, it's not washing your face. They're not
but
pimples.
hang on. Hey, okay, wait. But this is some of why I like to have these conversations. It's because, to your point, we should be healthily groomed. Like, nobody's teaching people how to age gracefully. That it's dude, cut your nose hairs. Like, cut your ear hair, and help you realize, like, how to age gracefully, right? Because
you cut your nose hairs.
The aging process happens to us all. And so, but if you have blackheads, if you have that stuff, that is an internal issue. That's like your liver's clogged up, your lymphatics are clogged up. I would say if your skin to be more radiant, your hair to be more radiant, start with a daily dose of fish oil.
I have
vitamin B6 flaxseed oil.
I have stopped putting hand sanitizer on my face, so I'm sure that's why I'm getting those blackheads.
That you stopped doing
Did
that?
you start using, like, real soap? Like face soap? I need to go back to Brazilian drops, because I got, like, this natural, organic, I don't know, stuff, and I've been washing my face with it, and I just ran out.
Well, I think it's hilarious that we have a bunch of guys right now talking about skincare.
It's our beauty secrets.
I mean, it's our beauty secrets.
Yeah, I had no idea I thought blackheads were like.
It's a form of it's like
a man card.
It's literally like
a man card.
It's like
If you're having blackheads, you're really a man. Did you do work today?
Yeah,
Oh
it was
my
like this
gosh.
little ball that came out of my skin. I'm like, you
Weirds
can't
you
even
out.
see it.
Yeah.
But apparently she can see those, and she's like,
Okay.
oh, let me get that. And I'm like, whoa.
Okay, here's something about what did you call hair? The trash bag? What?
The trash can.
Hair's a trash can. Okay.
Your hair is a trash can.
So here's Angie Butler's question. She said, speaking of hair, I used to have tons of thick, long hair until I had children and started aging. Why?
Oh, so every child that you bring into the world, there is a massive change that happens in your endocrine system, your hormonal system, to evolve that baby in the womb to what that baby is after they came out. And so my wife would say the same thing. Every baby, her hair has changed. But if your hair is less healthy than it was prior to baby, think of all the minerals, think of the vitamins, think of all the healthy fats that your body used up in your storehouse to have a healthy, external shell, so to speak, and then you body's going to give all that nutrition to the baby, and then you get kind of the leftovers. And so this is one of those areas where we got to go in and remineralize you. We got to go in and find out which minerals are weak. Is it zinc? Is it iodine? Is it manganese? Is it is it essential fatty acids like flax or fish oil or tuna, or which direction do we need to go? Button we're gonna hit to get those systems to kick back in, and then we'll come in and we'll stimulate the hormonal chain in the body. Then all of a sudden you'll see not just your hair change, you'll see your skin, your nails will also become more like you want them to be as well. Ladies, if you want, because I know my wife and my family, they want their hair to be beautiful all the time.
Me
if
too,
you
though.
want beautiful hair, you need healthy doses of healthy fats in your daily diet. You get that? Healthy doses of daily fats in your daily diet. You've got to get it in time and time again to be have these systems working like they're supposed to.
I was a little concerned when we got on the subject of hair because I felt like for the longest time that I was losing hair, because when I look at this camera that shows the entire studio, right, there looks like there's a little like white patch showing up on the top of my head.
But
then I take the other camera and I start like bending my head over, and there's still hair there. Thinning. There's no thinning happening. It's just the bad lighting. I got so scared. I'm glad I checked it today. I got a little concerned.
That's what I would have said too. I would have said it's bad lighting.
Yeah, it's bad lighting.
It's poor lighting. It's just shining down on my bald spot.
So we got Jackie's got some help. She needs some help. Jackie, I got you. Okay, we're gonna. Because she's like TMI. But she goes, I do have a question. UTIs. Is there such thing as drinking too much cranberry juice? Asking for a friend. So look, most cranberry juices that people buy are loaded with sugar. If you're drinking just straight cranberry juice, it's one way to help flush the kidneys and the bladder. We have a product in our office that has many different herbs that flush the kidneys called Cranberry Complex, and it has got butcher's broom and uva ursa and cranberry in it, and it is strong, and it will flush your kidneys and bladder very effectively. And it's the sugar. It's the sugar that a lot of people are buying when they buy these cranberry juice products to flush their kidneys. That it's not so much that it's too much cranberry as much as it is too much sugar.
I like the cran grape or the grape cran,
which is like pure sugar,
and it's so good.
And a lot of times has high fructose corn syrup, which is really not good for your liver.
Say it again.
High fructose corn syrup. It's terrible.
He's like, oh man, it's the worst. It's so fructose.
Yeah, fructose is terrible. So and then Holly's got one.
Your hair is a garbage can.
You're just jealous. Look at this. I gotta go get my little trim job. So Holly's got a busted eye blood vessel in her eye. I'm sorry about that. And so what could have caused that? That's weak arteries. And so if you find yourself bruising easily, if you find yourself having reoccurring, busted eye vessels, those are small capillary beds and small, very microvascular tissue, and that are weak, and they need nutrition. And so we use products in the office to rebuild. So we use things like Cyruta Plus or Cataplex C to help restore the arterial lining back to its ideal state. And man, it's amazing how effective it is in restoring those microvascular tissues. Sometimes we have to come in, if it's like a reoccurring thing all the time, we have to come in and increase minerals like phosphorus and to get better circulation. And that better circulation will help not just the microvasculature, but also your big visceral organ systems that need to be fed and stimulated.
So right now it is 9:34. This is KHEARadio.com, 99.5 FM. It's Kickstart. We're going to be on till a little after, I think, 10 o'clock. We may sew the show up a little early today due to VBS and some other stuff that we need to get done. But we have Dr. Aaron Chapa in studio right now. There's a ton of great questions coming in. Some of them very personal, some of them very vague. But we're trying to get them all answered to the best of our ability, and especially the best of Dr. Chapa's ability.
If you feel like it's an awkward question, just put ... asking for a friend. I think it helps a whole lot because we don't know who that could be.
Well, I was going to get to that question that Jackie asked, but I wasn't going to say her name. But now that it's out there, it's out there. So we can.
But she did say ... asking for a friend, so we should probably clarify that. Like it was.
Oh, she's asking for a friend.
Asking for a friend.
Of course.
Of course.
I always ask for my friends.
That's right. I mean, especially when it comes to our bodies.
Yeah,
But I think too that why is it that we're so like, why can't we learn together? See, the tribe is to learn together. Like, because if it's working for people, then we want to encourage people to go down that path, as opposed to like being so secretive all the time. Like, I think there's it's pride, it's ego. I get it. It's all those things, But if we got past that and we started learning as a collective whole, I think we would move forward much faster and being able to grow. So, ask for a friend, but, ask your own issues too. It's what we're here for.
Kurt, do you have any more issues that you would like to be the example for?
We've covered the blackheads. We've covered the smelly feet.
Your belly button producing weird stuff.
Oh, we've never really talked
poor
about that.
KHE Radio, they know more about your system than all.
So, yeah, what happens when you pull
You're like
out?
a live specimen.
I am alive.
We've talked about this one too much.
You guys are just living in my world.
Of course, right.
Gardy, how do you do it every day?
We almost get in fights every day, Dr. Chapa.
I mean, you
just were fortunate to see the one today.
I almost saw one this morning. I was like, whoa, this is going to be, where's my taco?
If you go live, yeah, that would be good. It would. I'm sure it would maybe go viral, maybe not, maybe.
Oh, it would totally go viral. I mean, that could have been pretty awesome. Hey, guess what, everybody? Living Well Clinical Nutrition Center, we got a mommy meetup at Walter Hall Park from 9 to 11, July 15th. So mark your calendars. And we also have a great seminar coming up, The Well-Adjusted Child. And obviously that's not just for children, but we are primarily talking about the developing kids. I mean, a lot of us have children that are under 13 or even that are teenagers that need to be well-adjusted. Because when you're well-adjusted in spirit, mind, and body, you're going to live long and vibrant. Your nervous system needs to be stimulated. And that well-adjusted could also be nutrition. That well-adjusted could be all lifestyle. But we're going to be talking about all things kid health and how to grow up healthy, coming up July 18th at 6:30 p.m. So mark your calendars. We want you to be a part of what we're doing.
I'm looking out the back over here for VBS, and I see the snacks. There's Ritz peanut butter sandwiches. It looks like there's cookies.
Dr. Chapa's
there's
face
lemonade.
is turning red.
There's going to be some Christian iced tea. I love it.
What's Christian iced tea?
It's where they put the lemonade and iced tea together.
Instead of an Arnold Palmer, we're going to have a Christian iced tea.
Yeah, well, it's a little different, isn't it?
That's pretty comical to me.
No, there's something different about it.
I never heard of it. He just made it up.
It's not an Arnold Palmer. It's something that I've never tasted until I got here to Abundant Life. It's a different kind of iced tea drink. It's awesome.
Okay.
Well,
so but again, when you have events, people are going to have snack foods and junk foods and things like that. And remember, kids can seemingly get away with a little bit more of it than the adults. But remember, the parents aren't here. I mean, they drop their kids off to be cared for and sugared up and be returned home safely. I mean, that's and to learn a little bit about Jesus today. I mean, that's what the week's about. And if you only gave kids celery and carrots, they're not going to want to come. You know what I mean? If we just, it is what it is. People need to be stimulated or enticed, and sometimes through the taste buds works.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
And that's what great marketing is all about. Most of the foods that people think are healthy for them are not, but they're marketed as healthy. And therefore, they consume those things, and it creates a lot of layers of confusion because, in the beginning, like you're trying to make a movement happen, but once it's like set in stone and the movement's happened and the grocery stores are carrying it, think about it. FDA doesn't really approve. You ever seen those, like these healthy food ads or these healthy supplements? None of this has been, approved by the FDA. But just hear me. Twinkies are approved by the FDA, and Twinkies are known to never go bad. They're infiltrated with high fructose corn syrup, partially hydrogenated oil, synthetic fake food. I mean, it's a non-real substance, but yet that's approved by the FDA, but our supplementation is not. You know, good lifestyle principles are not, FDA approved, but we put so much stock that the FDA really cares and forget that the FDA is making a lot of money.
Yeah, Kurt bought some rolls, like Swiss rolls from the dollar store the other day, but they were molded, and I was like, Kurt, I don't even think that it's supposed to mold. Like,
it's like it's not supposed to mold, but when it does,
it's gonna make me throw up again. It was the most disgustingest thing. I was like, what is that white stuff? It was white and I'm gonna Earl thinking about it. Oh,
He did think about eating it, though.
I was like,
I could see the look in his eyes.
Like,
Like,
can
if
I
I just
eat
eat
around
around it, well, yeah, you'll probably be okay.
it was that $1. We're broke here at KHEA Radio. We need help. We need support.
That's not. Well,
That's
we do
not
need support and help,
true.
but we are not broke. Everything is,
I gotta say,
awesome.
y'all are pretty darn blessed over here. I'm just
We
saying.
are blessed, favored.
So, are we gonna say no to Taco Bell? Poor Lisa. Yeah, I mean, it is Taco Tuesday, but I mean,
Chopper, are you gonna enter our taco cook-off? I feel like you can't keep coming on here and talking bad about tacos and
I
then
don't ever talk bad about. I eat tacos.
Okay.
I just don't eat tacos that have tortillas.
okay, but you're gonna come and join the taco cook-off. Like you're gonna enter in your taco. What if Choppa wins the taco cook-off?
Yeah, what if I won the taco cook-off?
I would be really upset.
So that's a sneak peek of a preliminary logo that we have hooked up with Signfly. Tim from Signfly Graphics. He's a graphic designer. He also produces all kinds of signs. If you are looking for something,
That's awesome.
design work or maybe a sign for your business, check him out. So it's going to be fun. It's a Taco logo. I'll show y'all real quick and then maybe go away from it because we can't. It's a sneak peek. And
It
you're
hasn't been approved yet.
You're very fortunate if you're seeing this.
Yeah.
And that's all you get.
Woo! Taco.
Just gets me pumped.
That's pretty
October
exciting.
12th.
October
It's pretty
12th.
tough.
I'm excited. Mwah.
So I'll see what kind of talk of taco conversation I can
If
come
he
up with.
wins, I'm gonna just throw the table. I'm gonna flip
Well,
the
see,
table.
I almost feel like I would have to enter as a silent, like so nobody knows it's mine.
They're gonna
because-
know it's yours because it's the
No.
the lettuce taco.
No, I bet you there'll
the
be
judges
lettuce
like
tacos
picking up. They're
there.
like, "What is this?" And
And-
they're like,
I mean,
"0."
well, see, that's not, now there's a question of taste buds. I mean, what if they lack the? How do we test to know that the judges have full savory palates where they have the sweet, sour, salty, bitter,
They eat the
and
cheese
savory?
before. They eat the
taco.
cheese before.
That's true.
They gotta wipe the palate by eating the cheese.
But here's the thing: people taste different. Like Kurt, your palate is different from what Dr. Choppa. Like y'all can eat the exact same thing and taste different things, is what Dr. Choppa means.
That's why
right?
there's gonna be like multiple judges. There's gonna be 600.
I mean, I feel like I'm gonna be.
entrants.
My taco would be judged just because of the hype that y'all bring to my judgment of tacos.
Yeah.
And so I feel like I'd have to be like one of those secret silent entries.
Hey,
Choppa-
Ashley said so. We are gonna do it using cassava flour tortillas.
Yeah, and nobody would know the difference.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ashley. See, Ashley's always got my back.
In the Talk of Taco Facebook group, my sister, who has been doing keto, she posted a recipe and then she posted a picture of her tortillas as well, and it was flourless.
Well, my daughter, my neighbor up the street, Kika, she can. Oh, I don't know how this lady. She's amazing. She's got an amazing heart. She's an amazing human, and she is an absolute dynamite chef, cook, preparer of food. She can take anything and make it taste amazing.
Yeah.
And so she taught my daughter how to make tortillas, and so my daughter will get in the kitchen, and one of my other neighbors called Kinley, a 13-year-old, to come over and make tortillas for her. And so she made her up a bunch of cassava flour tortillas, and
right.
which is a grain-free tortilla.
Hey, here's Saul. Saul, he's the KHEA Taco King. Currently, you were talking about Little Saul's earlier.
I did. I said there's a heat advisory. Don't go to Little Saul's until 4:00 and get the hot taco. I forget what actual taco it was, but he put out a heat advisory. It's been so hot. Do not come and eat this hot taco until 4:00.
Right now it's 9:44. We're talking to Dr. Aaron Choppa. This is KHEARadio.com, 99.5 FM. Kickstart, your new morning routine, starts every weekday around 8:30 a.m. on the airwaves.
I mean, think of all the good habits. You're drinking more water. You're listening to Kickstart Radio. I mean, it's just one thing leads to another.
It's the best way to
And that's
start.
the way-
Download the
way we roll.
KHEA Radio app.
I'm just saying.
That's like the triangle perfect trifecta.
Drink water. Listen to Kickstart. Download the KHEA app. Oh.
Repeat.
Somewhere in between there, you can eat tacos.
The triangle of success right there.
You guys are
The
something.
Illuminati is everywhere.
Yes, it is. Dr. Choppa, you've been coming in, sneaking up on a year every Tuesday, it seems.
Yeah, it does. I don't. It seems like we're.
Are we
over
gonna,
a year?
No, it's September is when I think we started doing that.
Really? I
So-
thought it was like June or something. But okay.
Anyways,
Anyways, Dr. Choppa.
Dr. Chopper, you're going to be doing this for more years, right?
Absolutely. We totally love the idea of sharing health and ideas to help people live better, be better, and stay better, one bite at a time. I mean, at Living Well Clinical Nutrition Center, people come see us for all kinds of different issues. Well, past week, I've had kids come in with skin issues, with fevers, with tonsil issues, with earaches. I had a guy come in yesterday with earwax buildup, and people come in with belly pain. People come in because they want to lose weight. People come in because they need more energy. And it's fascinating to me, like the game, helping people understand why their body's breaking down and being there with them in the trenches while they're going through the process. You want to be a part of the team where the clinician that you're working with is playing the game.
Yeah.
If I was, smoking cigarettes and telling you not to smoke because it's bad for you, you wouldn't. It's hard to listen to people that aren't practicing what they preach, because it was taught to me early on that doctor first, heal thyself, and never expect your patients to do something that you're not willing to do. And so I do work hard at taking care of my body and taking care of my lifestyle in order to be an example. Now, am I perfect all the time? No, come on. I mean, but that goes to show, like, the spirit is always willing, but the flesh is often weak.
I think you're perfect.
And I appreciate that. And hopefully what you see is perfect in me is Jesus shining his light through me. Mm-hmm. And because I, have a lot of work to do, like we're all in process. So never be so hard on yourself that you don't get started. Like if your gradient is low and the only thing you know to do is to stop drinking sodas and add more non-caffeinated fluid, non-sugar fluid to your day-to-day activity, that's 1 degree of change. If your change is, breakfast, and that's your degree of change, that's a healthy protein, fat breakfast, that's the next step. If you want to speed that up, we can give you tools and guidelines and principles to follow to move your health forward in a more robust, powerful way. And I'm telling you, like, if people that stick with the plan long enough and they follow through with the recommendations that we make for them, they get better. Everybody does.
You mentioned something earlier about smoking cigarettes, I think, right? How much can somebody's life improve? If they've been smoking for a year, 5 years, 10, 20, I don't know how long, if they just stop. Like, will their body end up helping cure them itself?
I mean, yeah, absolutely. But know that, tar is that accumulated buildup of waste and trash that causes the system to get stagnant. And when there's stagnation anywhere and everywhere in the body, guess what happens? People get sick, people get symptoms, people get run down and beat up. One of the things that I always am encouraging people to do is just take that next logical step. If the gradient is too big for you to launch past quitting cold turkey smoking, although it would be a good thing for you, we would want you to just what if you just took one cigarette out of the box and you broke it and you threw that one guy away and you only had one less box, and then you go 2 less box a week later, 3 less box a week later, but simultaneously we're flooding your body with minerals. We're flooding your body with good nutrition to outperform the addictive nature of the process. We're going to give you lifestyle principles and techniques to help your body crave other types of stimulation that aren't going to have a detrimental effect. And yes, your body will heal, but it would take time if you got a long history. I look at, my uncle, he had a garden in his heyday, and deep well. I mean, spent the extra money back in the, I guess, 60s or whenever he did it to dig a deeper well, and it's got better quality water. He only used that water to do his gardening. He was all organic. I mean, all this stuff, but he smoked like a chimney. And although he's not like the most perfect ideal old guy, for like 88 years old, I mean, he's still healthy, like, and I think and still smokes. And I say, man, I just go, wow, I wonder if all that good nutrition and all that good healthy water intake gave him something that maybe if somebody that was in the stresses of life, in the bad eating, processed food, that was, I mean, I remember going out there and running over his watermelons and he getting mad at us, with our go-karts, or, shucking green beans and cleaning that all up and helping him with green bean work. I mean, I have memories of tinkering around out there, watching him every day, and I have to wonder, like, that being one with the ground and the earth and eating God's food, it didn't really give him a longevity that maybe people living in the city don't get, eating processed food, junk food, and smoking. Now you're compounding the problem, right? And so I would say that there is so much to the game of helping people see that 1 degree of change doesn't have to be something crazy like cold turkey this or cold turkey that. It's just, why don't you first, let's be adjunctive. Let's add good things to our life so that when we start flooding out the bad stuff, and then all of a sudden the addictive nature of your lifestyle starts going away and your body starts getting healthy because your lifestyle choices have been added to. You have more options because people just don't know what they don't know.
Yeah. Have you seen, you deal with a lot of people, treat a lot of people, different people come in multiple times, right?
Yeah.
All day long.
For years.
If somebody, is it true for people to have like an addictive personality?
I think so. I mean, people come in and the brain, again, is very much wired to be stimulated in similar fashion and patterns. It wants to run the same neural network because the brain was constantly having to, build new pathways over and over again, day in and day out. The brain we'd be exhausted. So the brain, they say by the time a kid's like 9 years old, they've learned 80% of everything they're going to learn in life. Think about it. A newborn is recognizing colors, shapes, textures, types of shapes, types of textures, types of colors. Variations therein. And we're just still talking about sensory color. We talked about it last week. 80% of your nervous system is things that you see, smell, taste, touch, and hear. And so it's 80% involuntary sensory activity. It's 20% actually things motor. And so food is a huge part of our day in and day out to regenerate those tissues, to feed the brain, to feed the cells to regenerate, to detoxify more effectively. And if we don't have that, we get stuck in a rut of bioaccumulated waste. When you accumulate more toxicity in your body now has crutches. It has to lean on those old patterns. And I think those old patterns actually look like addiction. And so when we have an addictive personality or addictive habit, we have to change the neural network away from the old pattern. So we have to do things differently to break that bad habitual network of reconditioning. But if you don't have the infrastructure to lay down the groundwork for neural proliferation or neurological development, it makes it very hard, which is why smoking is one of the most difficult addictions to break. I'd rather take a cocaine addict or a heroin addict, and if they were willing to get them. Success story. I had a lady come in just yesterday, and I think I started working with her 4 years ago, and it could be 3, but I'm just gonna give myself conservative 4, and she was on over 5 psychiatric medications, and we are 30 days out right now, no psychiatric medications, and that might sound like slow to some people. But when you're on 5 psychiatric medications, and you just can't cold turkey that stuff. Your brain has developed a dependency on speed, right? And so we had to, over time, redevise. This lady, we did all the things we've talked about on this show today. Started with a healthy breakfast. We started with supplementation. We did detox. We got her into intermittent fasting. She would get frustrated and throw in the towel. Then she would say, no, I know, I got to do this. This is right. And she would work through it, and we would battle out this stuff together. And we were in the trenches of life. And, now she's in the dating world. She's into activities and athletics that she never, did, like goat yoga. You ever heard of goat yoga? Or, roller, like
derby?
Roller sports, roller derby.
Yeah.
And it's amazing to see the life button be turned on when we release the suppressive nature of the psychiatric meds. And so this gal, her whole life is turned around. So, she's had to work at it for the last 4 years, and we're not done. and it's going to be ongoing. But my gosh, she's got more vitality, more life, more to give people around her than she's ever had. And that's just one person's story, but that's also that idea of sticking with it long enough. Be okay recognizing that the body needs fuel, it needs stimulation, and we need to know how to get that done. And that's what we're providing at our office, is giving people all these alternatives to to the modern lifestyle of disease tracks. We want to put you on a wellness track and give you tools to recognize what your body's telling you when the eyebrows fall out. What's your tongue telling you when it's full of yeast? What's the earwax buildup really mean?
What does the eyelashes really do?
What does a tongue full of yeast look like, and what does that mean? How does that
Oh,
grow?
you could have you have what's called a homunculus on your tongue, and you have many homunculus. You have them on your hand, you have them on your scalp, and a homunculus is basically neural networks that you can see where glitches are. So if you have a big ravine down the middle of your tongue, that's an intestinal irritation. If you've got white tongue,
sometimes Kurt's tongue will be solid white, and it grosses me out. But
yeast.
Today it's not.
It only happens when I go through an allergic reaction too. When my tongue swells up.
Yeah. So when his tongue swells up, think about what's happening in the swelling inflammatory response. The body's pushing toxins out of his tongue. It's like his body's telling him, don't eat, don't
But that's
eat.
a good thing, right?
Well, yeah, it's a great thing.
Pushing it out,
but
I
it's
guess.
also a check engine light. His body's telling him, hey, you need to cut back. Don't put anything in my system, right? Like, just drink water today. Do main squeeze juice or something.
I have found it funny too. The other time that my tongue does that is when I brush my teeth. When I brush the tongue, the tongue will swell up. Like, give it like 5 minutes.
Well,
and
what
the
if
tongue will swell
what
up.
if it's a reaction to the toothpaste?
I know. I think it.
What do you use?
I changed toothpaste though every once in a while just to try it to see.
You know that fluoride is like they put that in rat poison, right? And you rub that all over your tongue. I mean, and then you're swishing chlorinated water around in your mouth.
So what toothpaste do you use?
I use Crest 3D White.
So I use I can every maybe 4 times a week I'll put hydrogen peroxide and baking soda in my mouth, or I might do essential melaleuca and tea tree oil and on my toothbrush and brush my teeth. Not TT.
Tea tree oil.
He said TT.
He did,
You
yeah.
can put TT in your mouth, but I'm not putting TT in my mouth. Tea tree oil, and it's very anti-infective.
My parents used to have, my parents loved that. They're like, oh, tea tree oil, it's the best. Like, put it on everything.
It's an anti-infective. I mean, it's an antimicrobial. And recognizing that your mouth is full of toxins. But if you've got, teeth marks like ridging, scalloping on the edges of your tongue, that's an indication that the tongue is swelling into the teeth, and that's an indication that there's toxicity. Metals and chemicals typically, infiltrated the upper lymphatic system. That's your collarbones and up. And so if you have little red dots all over the tongue, that's an indication that B vitamins are low. And so we look at the tongue as an analysis. We can see if you've got little, it's almost like somebody took a razor blade. I can show you a picture of razor blade to somebody's tongue and made little etches in the tongue. That's digestive enzymes being off. But if you've got white coating on the tongue, it's yeast. I mean, you're full of yeast, and that means that your body needs to do one of our yeast protocols and yeast programs and diet programs to associate the starving yeast out, and we will use herbs and whatnot to kill off the yeast so we can get that under control for you.
Wow.
So it's fascinating. The body's constantly communicating a message. It's whether or not we're listening
Or we wanna hear it.
understand or
Yeah.
want to hear it, right?
Be like, nah, I'm gonna use this Crest 3D White anyways.
I remember whenever I'd come home from seminars and I'd be learning this stuff, and my wife, and I'd be like, look, honey, this little dot means this, and this means this. And she was like, stop analyzing me. And, because to your point, we look at some of these things like something's wrong with our bodies instead of appreciating that the body's communicating the message.
Right.
And I want people to learn and understand when your body is communicating the message, that means your body still has life in it because it's communicating the message. It's when your body's so weak that it can't raise the white flag that bad things start happening.
Wow.
And so
It's 10 o'clock right now. This is KHEAradio.com, 99.5 FM. Dr. Chapa, you're awesome unless you want to stay for another 2 hours.
Yeah.
Just hang and chat.
Well, anybody that's out there listening, I just want to say thanks for tuning in. We love to be a part of the show and to share a message. And if you've got health questions, we want you to send them in. But come visit us at our website, justlivewell.com. Call us at our website or at our office, 281-554-8600, and be a part of our office. Let us help you get started in the wellness journey. Let us help you move forward. Let's help you live better, be better, and stay better one bite at a time. Food matters. What you put in your body is so important. What you don't eat is even more important. And my guys got me, and they get it. I mean, it's a matter of making sure that we're doing enough of the right things to take care of our bodies. So again, this is Living Well Clinical Nutrition Center. I'm Dr. Aaron Chapa, and I got a great team that stands behind us to get this message out there. And just God bless you all. Have a great day.
Hey, Megan, she asked, how much does it cost? Megan, if you go to justlivewell.com, that's Dr. Aaron Chapa's website, so you'll learn about Living Well Clinical Nutrition. The website will also have the phone number, some surveys. If you fill one out, I'm pretty sure someone will get in contact.
Our new patient paperwork's up there, so you can get access to all that. You'll see all of our prices and whatnot.
Sure. It's 10:01. This is KHEAradio.com, 99.5 FM. In this moment right now, I'm trying to decide how the rest of the day is going to go. So this is probably the most important decision of our lives, personally, right now.
Probably just today, though.
No, maybe our lives. Every day there's a new obstacle where I try and figure out, is this why I was put on the planet, for this decision right now?
I did have the similar situation. We've talked before about dreams and whatnot. Apparently, I need to do something for Mrs. Cindy Hallam, because last night I had a couple of situations in my dreams where it was like, hey, did you do that video for Mrs. Hallam? Did you find that old piece or something like that?
And you didn't, of course.
It was you,
of course not.
You saying it, and it was Pastor Cat saying it to me. So I need to find out.
Did you do it?
I need to find out what the video is, because apparently it's really super important that I'm dreaming that it's happening.
Can we bring
Let's
in
bring
our
that.
good friend right now?
What is that?
It's Kinkajou. This is
the moment was decided by God.
this is why we stayed on the air. This is it.
What?
So how's it going?
Yeah, you want to sit in that chair?
Dr. Chapa, you're amazed. Have you not hung out with our friends before?
I've never met your friends before. I'm so excited. Please sit down. I am curious to know what this creature is sitting on your shoulder.
So hey, how's it going? Can you introduce yourself real quick?
I'm Kelly with Jim's Jungle Exotic Petting Zoo.
And who is this?
Gizmo.
Wait, did you say Jim's Jungle Exotic Petting Zoo?
Yes.
Gizmo the Kinkajou, right?
Lemur.
He's a lemur.
He's a lemur.
You don't have a Kinkajou? Is that the right way to say it?
Does it
Yes.
feel like a chinchilla? Can I touch it?
Yeah, you can touch him.
Hi, Kika. Is Kikajou's the name?
No, Lemur.
Oh, his name
This
is Lemur.
Gizmo.
No, this is a ringtail lemur. His name's Gizmo.
Oh, a Kikajou's some sort of
It's
other
a different
creature.
animal that
Yeah.
I was confused.
I love that y'all have a diaper on him and everything. Look at this.
How old is
beautiful
Gizmo
tail.
now?
He's
Oh,
one.
Gizmo is now
Who
one.
wants to talk in the mic?
Looks bigger. Does Gizmo want to come hang out?
Yeah.
Let me see. Come here, Gizmo. So if you are, I wish you had.
Yeah, I have that camera up.
Oh, wow.
Can you want to take the iPad? He was very curious. He's climbed all over our board
this
before.
tell us a little bit about his background. Where's he from, and what's he like to eat?
He came from Franklin, Texas. We've had him since he was 3 weeks old. He mainly eats fruits and vegetables.
Does he drink coffee?
Is he a Chapa Junior?
He's into main squeeze. That's good.
Yeah, he's nosy. So anything anybody has, he thinks he wants.
Okay. Hello.
How can somebody get a hold of you for the business? Because y'all do some really cool events as well, right?
We do. We do a lot of public events. We also do birthday parties and stuff like that. You can find us on Facebook.
Oh, did you say what do they eat?
Fruits and vegetables.
Oh, look
Mainly.
at him.
He's on the Chapa
really-
diet. He's on
Yeah.
that natural
Yeah,
Chapa
look,
diet.
He's digging this main squeeze bottle. If main squeeze could see this right now, I don't even know if I can.
Can you, move the camera over just a little bit?
Look,
There
Jeff.
you go.
Even the lemur loves main squeeze.
Yeah. So where were y'all go anywhere? Pretty much.
We do. Yeah, we do. We go
See
everywhere.
those fingers.
Hey, what's up?
And how many different exotic pets or animals do y'all have?
Quite a few. We have him. We have a kangaroo. We have a kinkajou. And then we do your basic farm animals and stuff as well. So we have it like a small package all the way up to
And
to
did you-
like the whole.
And did you say where he's from? Like where he?
He came from Franklin, Texas.
Well, I mean, but like the
Madagascar.
Native, okay.
Yeah.
Like the movie.
Yeah.
So if you're listening on 99.5 FM, we have Gizmo in studio. Gizmo's been in studio once before, and he actually
Oh, Ike.
Yeah.
Ike's my friend.
Ike's the
Ike.
turtle.
Yes, we will
He's
be
a
here on
tortoise?
Thursday with everybody.
Is he a tortoise? Or?
Yes, he's a tortoise.
And how old is he now?
Almost 15.
How long can a tortoise live?
About 100 years. So I will have to,
Is
put
it their
him in
diet?
my will to give to somebody.
Is it their diet, you think? What do they eat?
They mainly grass,
Like rubber.
lettuce, stuff like that.
It's like
Yeah.
he's got like it's like he's got rubber on his hands, like he
Fingers?
can.
Yes, because they climb
Rip
as you
everything.
can see, they climb everything. So it kind of allows them to. It's kind of sticky for them to be able to climb.
I mean, I'm totally like flabbergasted. Like this is outstanding.
Careful with the mics.
I mean, I couldn't be any happy. Yeah, you found a friend with me, buddy. Yeah. Hi.
So yeah, if you're looking to get a hold of them, how's the best way to somebody to book you or contact you?
Facebook. You can go on us on Facebook. Our phone number is on there. You can
Look at
call
his
us or you
tail.
can message us on Facebook.
All right, hey, let's go ahead and sew the show up. Thank you so much for popping in.
Thanks for
This
having
is
us.
fun. And at VBS this week
couldn't
at
be
Abundant
any
Life,
happier.
y'all are gonna be hanging
That's a
out. And
treat.
what day are y'all having the whole crew?
Thursday.
Thursday.
They don't
Yes.
have claws.
No, they have fingernail beds like
Hey,
that.
on Thursday you're going to
Really?
be here. We don't have guests yet, but I think we're going to be live in the foyer
Okay.
for Vacation Bible School. We haven't really talked about it a whole lot, but if you can swing by on
Yeah.
Thursday as well with some of the animals,
Yeah, for sure.
we'll
We'll
chat.
have everybody here on
that would
Thursday.
be awesome.
So hey, be blessed.
Yeah.
This is KHEA Radio. It's been Kickstart. We are sewing up the show a little bit early because we have a lot of fun with VBS, and we want to make sure we don't miss anything. If you want to bring your kids to VBS, you can call 409-935-1606. Search Abundant Life Christian Center right here in Lamarck, Texas. Maybe reach out to us, send us a message, send Abundant Life a message. It's going to be going on every day this week.
And shout out to all of our top fans. Thank you, Angie Butler, for being one of those. And we're super excited. If you want to become a top fan, just make sure that you're sharing, liking, and commenting on everything KHEA Radio.
Yes, coming up next is 10th Avenue North with secrets on KHEARadio.com. Go download the KHEA Radio app. Go do it right now. Go do it. Do it.
Bye, guys. We love you. Have a great day.